Hey guys, welcome back to Friday. So let me just make sure. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me well. All right. All right. Looks good. All right, so let's jump into it. Okay. I don't actually want to see or look at what happened yesterday because that's just annoying. But let's jump to the daily quickly. And just want to highlight something I did say yesterday. And that's where you could have get nice entries. So if you guys can remember yesterday I said this black candle, I'd like to see it close below this low, but be as it may, it still closed very, very bearish. So then you mark out the close of that candle. Any price action above that, you would look for shorts. That can come in, London or New York. Doesn't matter. So then if you go to your 15-minute, remember that's the red line. And I mean, it came all the way into this 50% of this wick here. Then you have to drop down to a 1 minute to see if there was actually a nice entry. I mean, if I was trading any momentum, that would be a nice entry, but there's no entries here. No entries. Just from a scalping perspective, would have worked. But that's it. All right, so let's see, where are we going next? How do I take this thing and make it? No, let's just leave it there for now. Or I can actually just take it off. All right, so let's see, where can we expect price to go today? All right, so these equal lows. I wonder if it's on the 15-minute. No, it's probably on the hour. So just to show you guys, there's equal lows here, there's equal lows there, and those are 23,000, 22,800. I don't know if that's where we're going to go to today. We might see price pull back. I'm not suggesting it's going to go to all these liquidities that I'm highlighting here, but it could, go above this red line again before it shoots down, or it can just sell off. All right, so let's see. Obviously the momentum is bearish here. We ran liquidity here, so looks like we want to go short here. Okay, let's just go back. Breaking structure. Let's really gap here. This line up here took all this liquidity that was building up here. I don't know if it wants to go higher, but it's worth targeting this low here. Seeing the momentum there. Break in structure here. Break of structure. It is early for a trade, so just bear with me. And it's Friday, so. And then up here is your liquidity. Just equal highs. EQ, gosh, not that. EQ highs. This could definitely come and test this fair value gap before it sells off again. Alright, so let's see. Alright, let's see how it plays out. Let's see if we can get this. Stop us break even. Come on. Okay, so that's $1,600 done and dusted there. Which was a great trade. So this is not the end of the trade, guys. We could see price come all the way back up here, and then I'm most probably going to try a short again. Let's take these executions off. Okay, so why did I take that trade? So we obviously ran equal highs here. Nice shift candle, break structure there. My momentum candle or indicator here suggested that price should sell off here, and we are bearish, so it all came together. I knew when I took the trade here it might pull back, but it might just extend first. So I mean, I would never have known that we were just going to drop like this. So and remember, we've got liquidity here. I did say I'd like to see it go back up above that red line, but we've done it in London, so okay, so we could definitely see price, if this is forming a swing point here, that we might see a pullback back into that fair value gap. That would be an you know, above the 50% would be the first one there, so that might just tap it. That's in deep premium, so but let's see, maybe it wants to run and do its things first. Okay, let's see how this candle closes. $9.30. It's a fair value gap here, but I'm not looking at this fair value gap because 50%, that fair value gap is surely it's below it, yeah. So it's still expected to go all the way up here. One would think you can take a long year and targeting that. I've done that in the past. It's got burnt. Most probably will work. But because you're bearish, be careful. Sometimes when price is heavy, it won't really go to a premium or equilibrium and just, fall down. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to, place an order here. Limit order, and okay, I'll put my stop there. Take profit. Hit this low. This is the plan, guys. So we come with a plan. It's bearish, and we've taken out liquidity. We expand lower, break structure, expand, take out lows. I mean, this thing could run all the way up, but I do think we might still see a sell-off to this low. But I have been wrong before. This is a bigger breaker structure here. Well, let's take it off so it doesn't confuse people. Come on, push a little bit higher before you do the dump. All right, let's look at this. Where's the first presented fair value gap? It is this one here. See, we inversed it, so yeah, I'm not going to mark it. We inversed it, create a new fair value gap here. So I don't know if this is an inverse descent price higher, and this is just manipulation, or are we actually going to sell off lower here? My bias is bearish, so got to stick with that. If I get stopped here, then it's one of those things. All right, so let's do it this way. You can see how we respect that 50%. So we missed a trade like this yesterday. And let's see if we can get it down to this low. This gap here is what's going to bug me now. Lines up with another fair value gap. So we need to slice through this. And now, guess what? Stuck between two, which I hate. Fair value gap, IFEG. I don't know which one it is now. But let's see if we can break through this. And the funny part is the minute you get stuck between this, look at the red line and the blue line. It goes sideways. Then you know it could be problematic. Form a little equal lows here in this fair value gap. So it might do this and then come back, or Actually going to take my trade off here. Just for the simple reason of those fair value gaps. All right, so what is that? 3,000, what, 1617, 3,300. Okay. I mean, price action lately has just been weird, so I'm not trusting these two fair value gaps. We might slice through and run for a home run. That's fine. I've got my $3,000, and it's Friday. I don't want to get too excited. So let's see. And this is on one account. This is on a 50K account. So if you're one of those who's trading multiple accounts, you just multiply those two trades of accounts. See, and this is why I took my trade-off. And we might still see the drop. But I don't want to have money on the table and then come back all the way to my entry. And then potentially go higher and, you know, stuff like that. I don't have the mental power today to sit through all of that. So today is all about being serious, taking the trade. There is one flaw in this trade today, and I'll explain it quickly. So we've got equal highs here. Great. We had up candles, a down candle, up, and then aggressive down. I would love to have seen a more aggressive upwards move before the rejection. And and see, guys, if I didn't take that money off here, just have a look and see what would have happened here. Remember, I brought my stop down here. I mean, I just brought it down to just in case we see something crazy happen. But the stop was up here. So, but we are running this now. But this is just a theory. When you're stuck between two fair value gaps, again, it's not how you want to trade. When that happens, I'll just take my money and go. This thing price must give me clear direction, and then I'll look for another entry if possible. And this is the difference between a real experienced trader and rookie traders. I mean, a normal trader with no experience, who've learned this setup, who's stuck to their guns, it might still work, but my experience in backtesting has shown this is never good. And if I left my stop here, I might get stopped out. It got very close. And if you try to play it safe, this could now turn into the manipulation great IFEG, break even trade targeting this high. And that's what I think. Everybody on the internet's going to post how A plus this IFEG was. Ran liquidity, manipulate, liquidity, bomb, test, enter, target up there, and then people might target, other levels up here. And let's see if there's anything like a fair value gap. This is actually, that's what I'm looking for. To the side, geez. Where's price now? Price is here. Because normally when it bounces off a fair value gap, I don't actually see something on this side. So right, so I think we're going to go for these highs. I'm not inclined to take any trades here. I'll tell you guys what's happening right now. So even if this is a manipulated leg, there's your first leg, liquidity. Second leg, this is probably going to be liquidity in this fair value gap. Then go high. At some point, this is creating a trend line of liquidity. So anybody who's trading trend lines would see this as nice entries, and at some point will run a high. I don't know if it's going to be this high, and then collapse, taking all of this out. So just keep that in mind. See, just broke out of it, and now we're back in. Okay, let's see, where do we think? Pretty messy strike price action. Let's see if we're gonna close below this. So I would mark this out, this range. If it bounces here and goes back to equilibrium, I'll probably, I'm not going to take a trade, but I would potentially, I don't like price action, but take a short there, put your stop above here, and try to target it down at 466. Or if we break here, put your stop at 50% and target lower. Then we can try one. Just to see how it plays out. Okay, let's put one in there. And then let's give it a short here. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put my stop there. So that's like $1,000. Then what I want to do, there's 1,000 there. Let's see if we can get down there. Take this out. Alright, so this is a protected high up here. The reason is we closed below this swing point. And yeah, let's see. Let's just see. Okay. See if we can see if we can get a push down. Okay, so we broke through there, broke through there. Now this is a fair value gap here. I'm going to mark this one out. So you'll see my stop is just above 50% of this fair value gap. Gonna see push now. There we go. Remember, we're in that macro time. If I traded my normal 2 minis, I would have been up 1,400 here. But let's see if we can get to this level. Yeah, I want to see. Sorry, I'm trying to see something here. That's 1. Okay, so that's fine. So this trade I'm taking here, it's a statistical trade. It's not a ICT setup that I was looking at here. This is I don't know if anybody's familiar with the ARB strategy. That first 15 minutes, that range, we ran above 50% of that range, didn't take the high out. And even if we break the low to short it, you can put your stop at 50%. And there's a good chance that this will actually go down here first before it goes back up there. And that's the only reason I took this trade. And because of my momentum indicators indicating this momentum down. And if you look at the 15-minute chart, you'll see price is pretty bearish. So why I also bring up this ARB strategy, it's not a strategy that I'll teach people because people will use it incorrectly and they will lose money. Well, I took it is I've got context here. We ran liquidity, we shift break structure, protected low, protected high. We made a high, we ran that high, and then we broke structure again. That tells me that's a failure swing. That's the new, protected high, and price can come back all the way up here, and hopefully that 50% protects my my stop. So there's context behind the short. It wasn't just a random breakout entry. Is there anyone in the chat that actually trade the ARB strategy? So I've got nothing here to actually reduce my risk. I mean, I can bring it to break even, but I could get stopped here. I'd rather hold it to see if we can get one more push down to take me out before it wants to do anything else. Right, so that should take it. It's amazing, these spikes. All right, so that's another $1,600 in the bank. So far, it's been a good session. Now let's see. Okay, so could see some sort of a pullback in here. Has anybody touched any trades yet? Let me know what you've traded, if you've traded anything, or if there's any specific levels you're looking for. This is also if anybody follows OTE entries from ICT. It's a perfect entry there. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 1 trade. Absolutely smashing good. Seems a little quiet here from our chat. So I don't know if anybody is targeting anything or traded, or we're just watching, or we're sitting on our hands. What are we doing? What are you doing? Good. Watching is good. As long as you learn something. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask me. I mean, three good trades. Well, one scare trade, but two good trades so far. Right, so obviously this looks like some sort of a, I don't know if anybody's trading flags. This would probably look like a bear flag type of thing. I just want to see where the VWAP is here. Does it close? Okay, so VWAP's up here. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get that pullback. Chat, so I've seen the market on Friday make big moves when everybody thinks it's not going to do anything. So I'm very sketchy when I try and trade for some good home runs on a Friday. I mean, this is your equilibrium from this range. There's a fair value gap here. And the only reason I'm saying I'm sketchy when it comes to Fridays, I've been on Fridays where I took a nice trade and then the market just goes sideways for the remainder of Friday. Okay, so just to show you guys where the entries were, we short up here, took profit down here, took a short there, right up there, and got out at this equal lows there. Then waited for the market to show us it wants to go lower. We took another short, and at the level here we took profit. So 343 today is not bad. I mean, it would have been nice. No, it wouldn't, because I entered here. I could have get stopped there before it dropped in my my direction, which is annoying. I've seen this before. I've been stopped out before, and then it carries on handsomely. If anything, chat, I think let's go to a daily quick. All right, sorry, I just want to take all this stuff off. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. All right, Monday was a I guess anything can happen, but sorry, I just saw my disconnection came on. So yeah, so normally what I was saying is normally you'll see price move away and then come back. But this is obviously not good price action, but we might see something like this. Then again, so we've got equal lows down here, which we're not far from. So I don't know if we're going to go there today, to these lows. If we don't, you guys see this red line I draw out here? That was the close of yesterday. Any price action above here is a good sell. I would do the same for Monday. Want to see price go up and then sell from there if we bearish, if we keep staying bearish. And that just accounts for that power of 3 where the market opened, manipulate, and then expand, and then back into consolidation. So that keep that in mind. That's what I'll do obviously when market close today. And I don't know how this candle's going to close. So maybe we just drop from here. But yeah, that's a pointer. That's how you can mark out. If you're in a trend like this, that's a good place to say, all right, instead of trying to sell down here somewhere, rather wait for the market to go up here. Sometimes it does it in London. Sometimes it goes down and only come back in New York, and then everybody see that big push up and think on a 1 minute we're going higher, then everybody's buying, and meantime it's just this week forming later to close lower. Oh, stop me out, then drop. Alright, so chat, just to give you guys an update. So I see there's a bunch of new people. This is obviously a new YouTube channel. I will sort out a Discord chat channel and all of that. I'm gonna try look into it this weekend. For now, I am trading live every day, the AM session and then the PM session between 2 and 3. I would suggest just obviously subscribe to my channel and just click that notification bell so you get notified when we schedule live streams. But yeah, so Discord is coming and live streams is already on the go. So feel free to tune in daily and have a look. Just so you all know, I will not stream on Monday, but that's for personal reasons. But going forward, Tuesday through to Friday and the following weeks and all of that, I'll be around. Good. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the support. I'm here to walk a journey with you all on the trading side of things. All right, let's see. Someone got stopped out and then dropped. And I guess it's probably up here somewhere. I don't know if your stop was where mine was. Obviously, I took my trade off here because I was worried about this fair value gap where price gets stuck in between. To see if it comes back to the 50% of this range. It will definitely come back to 50% of this range. Most likely going to come back to this fair value gap here. This one, yeah. And there's 50% here. And this is the first fair value gap. Look, this thing can go all the way up to this one, but I've seen it more play out where it looks for the closest fair value gap above equilibrium. If there was nothing here, I would say we go here. If the fair value gap is in between, I will try to target the upper end of the fair value gap. That just means it will wick higher and then drop. Tap, 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 tap. All right, so remember earlier I said this is probably on the internet, everybody's going to talk about the IFEG that played out here, retest, nice entry, break even, and target these highs. And then, boom, whoever was at break even gets stopped out. So people might say price action is still a bit crappy because we got stopped out here. If you look at this, obviously the other way around, these were the equal highs that, that were run here, break of structure here, and the target was this low. And the pullback, obviously we didn't get follow through, but we get a higher pullback and then the drop. And I'll take this actually off, then the chart will look better. All right, so normally in an AM session, I trade live or I stream live from 9:30 till 11. So for an hour and a half. After 11, I don't take any trades. I've seen many trades played out and set up nicely. And after I stop the stream, then we get the move. That's just the way or the nature of this business. And all the moves is not going to happen at 9:30. Some will move on to the PM session. Some will go in the Asian session and all of that. So what do you mean YouTube is lagging? I've updated. It's quite weird because I've got it open on the side here just to check to make sure. And it looks fine on my end. Does anybody else got the same problem? Let me know. There are times where I stop speaking, so I don't know if you think it's stopping or if it's actually freezing. I know there was an issue earlier where I got the disconnection error. So, but it said it was restored successfully pretty quickly. Right, let me know if anybody else struggles. I've checked it now and it looks fine on my end. Unfortunately, I can't check now or stop and start because then the whole stream will stop. So I'm just going to carry on. What I'm going to do is I'm also recording these streams. It will be on my YouTube channel if you want to just follow through. Okay, all right. I've got it. I did set it to ultra slow delay, so there's no big delays. That's on the lowest YouTube's got. So I will have a look and see if there's anything that can be improved, and if there is, I will most definitely do that for you guys. All right, so back to the charts. Okay, so now we're getting to this fair value gap. Now what you need to do, guys, you have to see how price is reacting here. Remember, we've got this first presented fair value gap here as well. I'm going to actually make it purple. Why is it not changing color? All right, purple, so we know. All right, so at this point, this fair value gap, that's not the real move that pushed down there, because if you really look at it closely, there's equal highs Right, yeah. And equal highs in a fair value gap on the bottom is very good magnet for price. So I would still like to see price bounce from this level up into there in those equal highs. So this is the level where I would want to see it bounce and take out, either go higher or spike through and close lower. But then again, guys, I don't take a trade like this to there because I'm bearish, and this is counter trend, lower probability of getting where you think the market's going to go. All right, so let's have a look. Thanks. I will look into this. Right, let's see if we're going to get that push up there. This stalling here. This is also a retest of this range. If anybody trades the ARP strategy, you break out, test, and maybe, I don't know if people trade it like that for the retest and then target this lows or lower. We'll have to see. I just want to see 930 to 1030 is. So, all right. Well, let's see. So the hourly is also good to look at. 9 o'clock, it's been pretty decent down. If we close up here, then we might want to go in back into this range. I hope not, but that's possible. All right. Still pulling back here. Still pulling back here. Let's see. At fair value gap. See, we did get the bounce here. Break of structure. Aggressive down into this fair value gap. Rejection. Come back. Test. And now you want to see it pop higher. See how this candle reject right at the 50% of that swing to that swing. The only reason I'm using this swing is this is the swing that initiated these white candles to break structure here out of this fair value gap. And I think the same is for this one, yeah. Comes back into this area and then bounce. Okay, let's see. All right, so we're running equal lows here. Let's see how this candle handles that. Talking about those two there. Okay, if it's aggressive push down, where that we left this, yeah, maybe for later. That's why, guys, you can't even take a trade here for a cheap move, like a sure thing, like a quick move, because the market will do this. Boom, stops you out, even stops you out. Yeah, big drawdown. Okay, so now let's see. This is a aggressive move down. This lows were taken. So this low gets taken here. Could even go as low as this. It could potentially bounce from here. Not saying it will. I'm marking out possible places. 50% of that wick. It could bounce because then it took those liquidity, that liquidity, and this liquidity. And then this is just a rebalance of this wick. And then you could see potential. I mean, we're bearish, but if it wants to go higher to take out, you know, this high, that's where it could bounce from. Right, cool. Thanks for the feedback there. Is there any specific questions around the charting today, price, that you guys want me to run over? Let me know. Or just maybe talk about or mark out. For those of you that's new, I'm a ICT trader and beta market maker trader. Those are the two things I specialize. I don't look at anything else. We might interpret it different, like supply and demand, support, resistance, trend lines, channels, Elliott waves, patterns, whatever you want to call it. If it works for you, obviously that's good, as long as you make money at the end of the day. I'm just looking at from this angle, and you'll find there's a lot of similarities between all of these things, just being called differently. And but the only reason I say I'm an ICT trader and a beta market maker method is because that's when I start turning profitable. And I'm obviously not trading everything ICT has to offer, but I've picked some things out that I can see in the live market, that I've backtested, that I feel comfortable and trust. And then from there on, that's what I trade. All right, so let's see what price. It's in a fair value gap here. I don't know if this is where we want to reject to sell off, but we didn't run any liquidity up here. So even though this looks good, most probably will go there, but I don't think it's. I actually don't know, because we haven't run this liquidity. I wouldn't trust this 100%. That doesn't mean it won't work. I'm just saying. I like to take a position after I can see clearly we ran liquidity and now we're moving. And that's the momentum I like to trade, and those are the fair value gaps that I would love, like to take entries. This is a good fair value gap, break of structure, but nothing happened here, so that's why it makes me doubt it a bit. But yeah, let's see. All right. So one thing I've noticed, obviously, when the market does what it does and price action is so crappy, if you've been in the game for a long time, you'll see, or you'll find, most traders will go after the fact. I'm doing it a lot, and I'll start play around with other indicators like your trend line, not trend lines, like your moving averages and all of that. Not to base new strategies from, but to look at what could someone have used to stay out of choppy markets and all of that. I promise you, if you guys go look at moving averages, and if you know the market and you would see the market flatline and trade on both sides of moving averages, that would be like a great tool to keep you out of the market right now. And the minute it starts taking on direction, then the moving averages are all in place. So people who's trading moving averages is probably thinking moving averages are king right now. And I'm not saying it's not. But yeah, was just a observation I actually picked up this week when I looked at it. Right, so price is obviously slowing down. And I spoke this week about macro times. Macro times is when the macro spools price. It could be in continuation, it could be to manipulate liquidity rates, whatever. It could also do nothing, but most of the time it's there to spool price into a direction, and that tends to happen the first or the last 10 minutes of an hour and the very first 10 minutes, so that 20 minutes. If you look at price here, this is exactly when 10 to 10 started, and then we saw this nice drop. It doesn't drop for that 20 minutes. I mean, within that 20 minutes, you could see a bigger move. And this actually played out nicely. And that was on the pullback and then boom. And I'll tell you guys what I'm seeing now. If you look at moving averages, we were all over the place here and then direction. And now we're crossing above it, crossing back below it. So I don't know if this is something that will continue lower or if it's actually stuck a bit here. Let's see. Fair value gap here. I mean, fair value gap there. Fair value gap here. It's very close. Well, doesn't look too bad. Rejecting, close, rejecting. If we close below this 50% in that, then we might see price drop further here. If it just spike through it, maybe create new equal lows, and then we could come back to these equal highs. Then I've seen it before where we print equal highs and nice equal lows, and then we between the two. Don't try to trade in between, rather wait for one to get rated and then take it to the other side if the condition is right. Looks like it wants to, but it doesn't. So if this develops in a range, then that theory that we spoke about yesterday will obviously apply. What that means is this top 25% and bottom 25%. Some traders trade it like this, wait for the range to establish. In this case, you can see it as a range because equal highs didn't tap. Maybe we come down here. So every time price comes down in this 25%, you take a long to 50%. If it goes higher, you can short it in here to take it back down to 50%. I mean, we'll leave it there and see how the theory plays out. I don't trade like this. Just interesting stuff that I'm sharing with you guys here. Not to confuse you, but just show you there are people that enjoy trading sideways price action. I mean, yesterday there was 5 trades and we got stopped on the 5th trade, and the first 4 trades all played out. But for you to actually trade this, you need to have the data that supports a scenario like this. How many times does it go sideways on average to actually work out if you will be profitable if you do it on a long-term basis. Then again, you don't blindly just take a trade. Obviously wait for certain things to show you that it's gonna reverse or bounce or whatever. Ta-da. See, this black candle went right to the 25%, and you would put your stop here, and then you would target a 1-to-1 right there. It's amazing when there's this time where price moves and then it just stalls. And because I'm live streaming, I'm sitting here and we go through it and we talk about it till 11 o'clock. But before I started this YouTube channel and did streams, I mean, I would have taken those 3 trades and laptop would have been switched off. I would be out doing something else. I'll come back in PM and then I'll see if there's any new setups, if anything played out, and take it from there. All right, so remember we've got this little 50% here. Let's see how we react there. Are we going to print equal lows here, or are we just going to slice through it? Might see a pop lower here now. Okay, and more downsides coming. Yep. So if we're going to target that low. So this low here, we spiked through it and we didn't close below it. Tell me we could bounce here. Unless we spike, close below this now. It's pretty bearish. But in normal price action, that's a important factor there. Ta-da-ta-da. Uh, 4 hours. So even if you looked at this 458, 480, about 20 points there. Just on that bounce, you could easily take 10 points out. That is if you're confident. I mean, you've got a fair value gap here. We're right in there now, and now we're watching this low here to see if we're going to break higher or are we going to go lower here. We're going to pump it or dump it. Looks like a dump. Looks like a dump. Any reason why I say this is, looks like a consolidation right here. That most cases will just consolidate to continue. Something you must obviously pick up here. See this almost create like a triangle. Now it's breaking out there. Some people trade that as well. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what everybody else is trading, but it's interesting to keep an eye on this. Most people ask, how do you know it's consolidation? These are the type of things that stands out for consolidation. So what you would want If you got pushed down and you bearish, you would want to see these highs get liquidated and then shifted lower. I'm not saying it's going to happen here because it's already past, the liquid hour. So, and this could obviously just dump right straight through it. And because this is forming right at this low, tells me we most probably just gonna squeeze lower here. So you probably heard my dog there in the background. Also, the way you read this price is making just trying to go higher, but it just goes lower actually. And now you see that pump taking those highs out. Now you want to see an immediate rejection to go lower. And the way we explained this rejection yesterday is the way the market works is smart money, or the algo, is not going to run price up and then bring it down and stick around there for you to make your decisions as to where you want to go. A real liquidity grab is I go in there and I get out of it. That is psychologically in the human brain. It's like, what the hell just happened? Am I missing something? I'm missing the move. Jump in, and that's where you get paranoid, do the wrong decisions, and then lose money. All right, so this triangular setup here at this low, consolidate, ran those highs, like we said, nice rejection. Now we want to see some, move down. There you go. Also, this setup here, that doesn't mean we need to run down 1,000 points. I mean, that's enough to make money on. And this could easily run liquidity there and continue chopping sideways here. What I'm trying to show you is you need to understand or know what you're looking for in a live market, then sitting here after the fact and say, oh, this is what it was. But if you were very eager in when this black candle was this big white candle to take a buyer because I'm missing the move, and then suddenly it dropped to the other side and you put your stop here, well, that's a -1 for you now. But because we explained it, we saw how it unfolds here, where it presents itself, and what's most likely going to happen. I mean, we didn't take the trade. We didn't jump off our chairs thinking we're missing it when it was a big fat white candle here. And it's one of those things that you will learn if you watch chart for hours and hours. So now what I'm seeing is we ran stops here. We trapped everybody long, stopped them out here, and now we're going to go up to these equal highs. And the reason I say that is for this. We just trap people, we stop them out, we break structure here, right there. Going to create a fair value gap now. And right here. Obviously, you have to wait for the candle to finish. So let's see if it's going to create us that fair value gap. I mean, there's liquidity down here as well. Let me do this so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. I put an order there. We can put our stops down here, and then we can take profit up to there. Right, guys, this is education that I'm showing you guys here. I'm not telling you guys to take any trades here. I'm just showing you how I read the market, and this is how you're going to learn and get better at it. That's a break of structure. And why I trust if price comes in here is the fact that we trap people in long. We aggressively moved away, aggressive sold off, stopped them out, aggressively rejected, and break structure. So now, I mean, even if this price is going up here, don't think, geez, I'm missing the move. We need to jump in here. This is where price could come back. It could run all the way, but it could also come back. And just to show you guys, the momentum indicator has indicated that momentum is strongly going up. So, I mean, you could place an order above that high. If this turn around and run higher, then at least you're in that trade. And what I'll do, I wanted to show you guys. I mean, this is the value down here. Here it's just 10 points in and out. Okay, so it looks like we just want to run. I think the part that you guys must take away from the stream is how we read price action around this area, especially down here. We call it up ahead of time and what we expect, and the market did exactly that. Whenever you see it plays out like this, when you talk through it, that's high probability trade. I know this is against the trend, but remember I said earlier, if you look at and I'm not telling you guys to go look at moving averages. That was down, then it was up, then it was down, so it's moving sideways, and that could potentially gives you something to turn around. All right, so why am I not trusting this fair value gap? Because this reason. There's 50% right there. Smart money is not going to buy up here. Smart money is going to wait for a discount, and the first fair value gap and discount is right below there. As much as we think we're missing out on a good deal here, you got to treat this as a business and be serious about it, and only look for value. And if this thing runs without us, well, then so be it. Then it's one of those things. And that's the nature of trading. That's just the way it is. That's why it's so important to wait for trades. And I know this is setting up at 11, at 11 a.m. So if we get tapped in here, that's fine. I'll let it play out. Let's see if it plays out. I don't know if this is going to become like a breakaway gap. And this fair value gap might hold price. This might be an energetic quick move, spiking up. Don't get anxious when you trade. A lot of people will look at this and think, geez, I don't think it's going to get there. Gosh, take us. Maybe it's picking me up and then slice right through to the bottom. We could possibly put this at 5. The risk reward is still good. It's like, yeah, just give me a second here. I'm just going to mute myself here for a bit and then, yeah, let's just keep an eye on this. See how it plays out. Okay, so see if we can get into that fair value gap and get picked up there. Or is this just going to take... I do think we're going to go up to this equal highs anyways. So still think it's a good place to try along here. As much as price looks like it's stuck here, it could quite easily just spike in there and reject it quickly. And what would be the reason for that? So price could consolidate here, manipulate, and then expand. Or it can just run off without us. So let's just look at this quick. Right to the 50% there. Didn't get to the fair value gap. But that's where smart money would buy. And you could quite easily have bought at 50%, put your stop down here. I like to try and find some value. And that's my strategy, is to look for those fair value gaps after break of structure, liquidity rate, push away, come back, and then target opposite liquidity. Right, 11 o'clock. All right, so this is it for me for Friday. Yeah, I'll come back later. I'm not going to stream PM today. It's Friday, and I might have a look at it and see. But yeah, I've outlined the setup here, what's expected to happen here. I'm going to leave this as is and see if we actually get that entry to run those liquidity. If we don't, then it's fine. But you guys can keep an eye on it as well. I hope you guys learned something. Thanks for your support and thanks for everybody who's joining. I'll be back on Tuesday, AM session and PM session. Monday, obviously, I'll be out. So whatever you do in the weekend and Friday, enjoy it, be safe, and don't overtrade, don't go crazy. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you. Bye-bye.